Well, hello and welcome to the beach down here in Royan. It's Tom Stiles and Georgina Morrison here for this mixed game, the Netherlands versus the Dominican Republic. GG, we're in for a nice evening game here. The wind has dropped, but the sun is still shining, and the temperatures have cooled off a little bit. Tell us about the two teams we've got in front of us for this one.
Yeah, we've got two very impressive teams here. They've had quite a good run so far over the past few days here at WCBU. The Netherlands having faced off in this pool against teams like Guam, Mexico, Japan, USA and Sweden, having 4 wins under their belt, only losing to the USA 13-7, and Dominican Republic having a very similar look.
Yeah, both teams took Japan down 10-5. Close game, Dominican Republic versus Mexico, and you compare that with the Netherlands result against Mexico, which was 13-4. So on paper at least it looks like the Netherlands have got a slight advantage here. We were chatting with Edu Suero from the Dominican Republic before this game, and he was telling us a little bit about the makeup of the team. Some of them still based in the Dominican Republic, but a lot of them have Dominican connections but are currently based around the world. We've got people from Germany, New York, Melbourne in Australia, and really helping to add to the international flavour of one of the highlights of the ultimate calendar. The flags on the far side of the pitch, as you can see, are fluttering in a light breeze, blowing from right to left as you look at the pitch. And the sun is starting to move down towards the horizon as this game prepares to get underway. You see the lion shirts on the front for the Netherlands. 22 shirt of Mozink, and he sends the pole flying high through the breeze, catches a little bit too much of that breeze and just drifts out towards this near sideline. And Huang brings the disc up to the brick mark and walks it safely across the centre of the field. Gaffney available one side, and a deep shot straight away. Janesk running deep, but the disc is too far beyond her. I think there was cover from Janssen there as well.
Yeah, Janssen is a very, very tall defender. I think she's one of the tallest female players on this team. We had a brief chat with some of the Netherlands squad, and Inge herself has brought in very many stats for this mixed team.
So, Netherlands. Nice reset back. Swing across, it's going to go, and it's been bashed out of the sky straight away. Danielo Balaguer seeing that, intercepting. Now Huang, quick shot, but straight into the hands of the orange shirts. Turnovers are plenty in this first point. Bit of a scruffy start, but the disc is moving again, and a huge layout bid from Balaguer. Went across the top of Mozink, caught his head with the knee, the sand all over both players' shirts. They slap hands, uncontested. Strip, uncontested. And the disc goes across. Postma, and back into the centre of the field. Back to Postma again. Hat on backwards, and he finds a nice forward pass to Lufkens. Floats in the air, a little bit too long, but is caught safely. And Mozink gets the Netherlands off to the start they were after, scoring that after a bit of a scruffy point.
Yeah, great start for the Netherlands. Joram Mozink bringing down their first point of the game. He's quite well versed around Europe so far. He played for Team Eric at Windmill recently. That was last weekend in Amsterdam, and played for Pelt at EUCF in Frankfurt last year in 2016. Pelt hailing from Limerick in Ireland.
Yeah, so a hold after quite a difficult point there. Both sides making errors. And that hopefully makes for an exciting game for us to watch. I would like to The wind, just as we say that, has dropped right away. The flag's on the far side of the pitch, just hanging loose. Sunshine bathing the dusty sand here on the beach in France. The World Championships of Beach Ultimate, the third day of competition here. Dominican Republic with Suero. Big shot from Suero, disc hanging in the sky. There's going to be players underneath this. Big bid from the Netherlands coming, but it's read beautifully by the Dominican Republic. Options ahead of her, options behind her, but not coming quickly enough. Stall count rises. Oh, just hung it out too much, and the big hands of Boukma comes and smacks that away. An opportunity wasted from the Dominican Republic there. And now they'll be looking to put it down the other end. Quick moving disc, flowing nicely down this side. Oh, that was a very risky shot. Boukma again. Safely into the centre of the pitch. Power position for Netherlands, and the disc has just floated too high over the head. Epstein, a little bit too much on that one.
I think it was a bit of a miscommunication. Maybe the disc floating a bit too far out. Again, the wind is not consistent. It's quite swirly in this grandstand. Wherever it drops, some of the grandstand seats just catch it and cause some discs to fly off.
Dominican Republic were knocking on the door, having done all the hard work with the big shot upfield, and it's a big bid's gone again. And will we see Suero put it again? No, he holsters that one, looking for the short field pass. Oh, huge bid coming in from the Netherlands. The Dominican Republic are really up against it here. Team in orange throwing themselves around, trying to keep the team in white at bay. Suero available for the dump. Short pass is knocked to the ground. Jimenez looking to make that cut and receives the disc, but it's gone to ground. And on the floor, picking herself up now.
There's been a foul call on Julia Jentsch. Unsure whether there was actually any contact initiated.
So they're not contesting the hand block. That was clean, but then it was the follow-on grab they were looking to work out. Foul, contested foul. It's going to get checked back in on 6. You see the clear hand signals from the 24 shirt of Lufkens, who's been very involved in the game so far. And now we have our first look at Rafa Perez, the 15 shirt. Suero, the captain, was giving him a lot of praise before this game, and there we see why. Big shot floated beautifully into the wind. Boukma bidding. Suero had a go at it, but Boukma's outstretched hand just got fingertips to that one. Knocked it away. Frustration for the Dominican Republic. Netherlands playing a blinder on defence at the moment.
I think Suero channeling all of his energy through his beard into his hands, trying to make a bid for that disc. But unfortunately, very tall defender getting in the way. His Netherlands team, characteristically tall.
Harrison for Netherlands now. Quick short disc forward to Wate. She swings across to the 10 shirt of Epstein. Epstein back to Wate. Lufkens sends it. Epstein chasing, but a bid from the Dominican Republic shirt of Perez knocks that to the ground. There might be a little bit of a complaint about that because Perez is flying over the back of Epstein. We see it again. He had to reach around him. Epstein had done a good job of boxing out there, but definitely contact made.
I touched it before, and then when you run over, he hit me like I'm in the air. I even was looking at him. I was looking at this.
So what I'm saying is, you make a play on the disc without contacting me, and whiffed if that's a foul.
Yeah, so the two players just having a quick discussion there about whether that was a legitimate play or not. Epstein turned his back into the defender as he bid on that, which he's perfectly entitled to do, and then Perez had to reach around over the top, over the shoulder. Gigi, your view on that?
I think if contact is initiated, as they were discussing, in WFDF, it is a foul. Regardless of whether you got to the disc first or not, it is a foul.
And Harrison completing that pass from Bookma. Oh, it wasn't Harrison, sorry, in the corner there. It's the 19 shirt? Oh, it's Wate in the corner, completing the pass from Bookma. And Netherlands off to the best possible start, holding their own point after a bit of a scrappy one, and then eventually getting that turn. We see another look at that.
Contact definitely initiated through that play. And great spirit to give that foul uncontested. The sport being heavily based upon self-refereed calls.
You can see how much that means to her. She pulls herself up off the sand and celebrates with the team.
And these teams have played against each other before. But both these teams played Kopatanga a few months ago. And it came out with a very strong result, I think, in the Netherlands' favour.
Yes, it was the Netherlands that won that time. Dominican Republic had got some ideas about how to break down their strategy. Chatting to Suero, the captain from the Dominican Republic, beforehand. Just a little conversation happening on the pitch there between Huang for Dominican Republic and Netherlands counterpart. Ends amicably, they slap hands, game moves on. Huang, big shot, floats into space. It's going to have a Dominican receiver on the end of that. He goes horizontal. He brings it down. What a great grab from the 5 shirt of Balaguer. Incredible stuff from the Dominican Republic. Having to do it to keep the disc alive. First point on the board for them.
That point should get the Dominican Republic fired up for this next game. The next few points. Incredible extension from Balaguer.
It was, in some ways, the perfect deep shot. Floated just out of reach. Epstein, you can see there, no chance at all. And Balaguer, oh, he was so close to losing that as he hit the ground as well. Did a great job of hanging on to it, just the fingertips there. You could see his grip had been shaken by the contact with the sand, but maintained control. Impressive stuff under a lot of pressure. So the Netherlands start at the back. Low disc. Safely caught Van der Mullen. She sends it. High release. Oh, so easy for the Netherlands going downwind. Using the height. Saw the receiver going. Disc from Van der Mullen was perfectly timed, perfectly placed. And one of the easiest holds we've seen so far from the Dutch.
Some incredibly structured play from the Netherlands. That is something they've probably practiced over and over again. This team having trained together monthly in the Netherlands as much as they possibly can.
Yeah, Justine Van der Mullen, their captain, O-line cutter, doing a job exactly as it says in the textbook. Making herself available out of the stack and sending the disc without hesitation into the end zone to be collected by the teammate. And Netherlands looking to made a strong start to this one. We are using all sorts of different technology here on the beach at World Championships of Beach Ultimate to track stats. And we'll be trying to bring you some information and data that we collect during the game. So Huang for Netherlands, sorry, for Dominican Republic, brings it up to the line.
Isue Huang was actually one of the main handlers that, of the Australia mixed team last year at WUGC that got the silver medal for Team Australia. And now one of the handlers for this Dominican Republic team.
It's a big grab there, had to be as well. There was a huge pressure bid from the Netherlands, but the Dominican Republic have still got it now with Gaffney. And spreading the play, throwing it deep, Rafa underneath it. Perez just goes to his knees and grabs it calmly. Huge bid from Postma, but not enough. And a clean hold for the Dominican Republic.
It's taking a little bit of time for the Dominican Republic to find their rhythm. Just getting used to the sand. Again, the heat being a factor to consider. Although the Dominican Republic itself is quite hot, it's a very different place here. Beautiful shot from Su Wei.
Yeah, Perez just had to hold his ground and wait for the disc to arrive. And arrive it did.
The Netherlands have signaled for 3 girls. One of their tactics, play it through their women.
Yes, we were looking at the stats for the starters game, and one of the things that stood out was that the 2 top statted players in the Netherlands before this game were both women, and the other thing was the spread of stats across their team, very evenly matched. Big disc now, straight into the end zone. Another clean, easy hold for the Netherlands going downwind. The connection, Van der Mullen with the assist, with the goal. Van der Mullen with the goal. So she's had both ends of the disc so far.
And that's exactly the connection we were talking about. Just such strong women on this team. Very tall, very athletic, and incredibly proficient throwers.
And it was Boos with the big put there downfield.
Had some interactions on Twitter so far. We've got John Pugh, Pizza and the Stream in Amsterdam, watching the game from the Netherlands, supporting the mixed team here.
Dominican Republic have the disc. Finds Huang. Huang with a deep shot, looking for Perez. Oh, both teams now finding this long game action. The disc from Huang to Perez, finding it so easy down there. He's obviously the target.
They're an incredible pairing. Su Wei Huang, her throws are so pinpoint perfect. She knows how to throw in this wind. It's quite tricky sometimes. But just going downwind, she got the disc angle absolutely pinpoint perfect. And you can see there the number 15 shirt, Perez, bringing in the score.
Yeah, the timing of those two has obviously been something that they've been working on. The other thing you've got to note about Huang is her foot speed as she's coming to collect the disc with that undercut. Gives her an extra second on the disc before she has to throw it because the defender is so far behind her. So when you've got that extra turn of speed, it makes the game look a little bit easier than it does for everyone else. Huge put now up from Gross, one of the Melbourne contingent for this team. And straight away, Netherlands moving it nicely. Down to Boos, Van der Mullen. Different defensive look from Dominican Republic here. Thrown a bit of a zone on the case, but so far Netherlands making light work of it. So instead of marking player to player, one-on-one, Dominican Republic trying to create a cup. See the big force there of the 2 shirts of Bros. And now the chase has switched. Has it switched over to a one-on-one defense as they transitioned? A pick has been called.
Dominican Republic potentially transitioning there, I agree. Causing that pick.
Stoltfuss. Ready to dab back in. fakes just to open the defender up a little bit, and then dumps back. Nice, easy forward pass. Van der Mullen available. Knifes it into the end zone to the high receiver. Just using the physical advantages this Netherlands team's had with the receiver there. Knifes it up, knows and trusts the receiver can collect that out of the sky. And he does.
We've seen here so far over the last few days how effective some zones can be. But that zone was just a bit too poachy. They left too many gaps available for the Netherlands just to move the disc in between each receiver so easily, and getting a beautifully put disc into the end zone for a high receiver.
Van der Mullen's fake there is just absolutely textbook stuff. If you're watching this and you're new to the sport, you want to pick up some tips, watch the way that Justine van der Mullen is playing this game. Running towards the sideline, she catches the disc and immediately throws that big fake to make it look like she's going to continue, opens up the defender, and then just throws to the opposite side, and her receiver is able to collect the disc. Perez exchanging the disc with Gaffney. Nice floaty pass down to Huang. Forward to Balaguer. Cross to Balaguer again. Nice movement here from the Dominican Republic. Oh, a little bit of a lefty backhand from Perez into the hands of the diving Gaffney onto the ground. Dominican Republic hanging on. Piece by piece, they're putting together a tidy game on offense, and they're not going to let the Netherlands run away with this one.
These teams now trading downwind. I think the Netherlands are just holding on to the 3-women ratio line. They know that's where they're strongest. But the Dominican Republic really playing the same game that the Netherlands are doing, moving it really quickly and just playing small ball. Because we know that both teams have these throws, that we know that they can play the long game. But they're choosing not to. Again, the defense too strong, too effective.
Have they traded the last 5 points? Yeah, so a couple of breaks each, and then trading all the way down. Ooh, a little bit of a touch there, but manages to make it through. Sparks. And Sparks getting the disc back in the middle of the pitch again. Nice movement across to Kouwenberg. Into the end zone for the Dutch, and again another easy hold for the O-lines. Netherlands maintaining that break advantage at the start of the game.
It's almost too easy. They have so much confidence in every single thrower. There's no fear in the eyes of any of these players, and they trust every single person. I think that, as we saw from the stats sheet, it being so even across the Netherlands team, and the disc going through every single member's hands, you can see how they do so well.
It's quite a contrast to the Dominican Republic. Just from this is the first game that we've seen the Dominican Republic team play, but you can straight away spot they've got some key players, particularly Huang, Suwei Huang on. For the women's line has been absolutely key. So many discs going through her, and it just puts a little bit of vulnerability, especially in this heat. And here she is again, involved. Oh, just backing up into that disc, and a straight deep shot again to Perez, and this time he can't collect. So opportunity for Netherlands. It's the first turnover we've had in a while. Netherlands looking to work it back up the pitch now. And a deep shot straight away into space. Running it down is Postma and collects it. Looking at options forward, there's not much coming. He had to wait several seconds, but eventually finds the open. What a free and available in the front corner. Tiredness in the Dominican Republic as they ran back up to collect that after the deep shot overthrow. And all of a sudden, it looks a little bit more one-sided again.
Break for the Netherlands as they take half at 7-4. Trying to, using that long game, the disc from Mussink being so well executed.
There's a great patience from Posma as well. You can see just standing here, looking at the options, waiting for the throws. Throws a little fake. The defender completely buys it. The defender, to be fair, had two separate players to try and mark there. It was hard to do. Anyway, we'll take a short break for commercials during this half.
Catch it early. Help us teach kids about cancer symptoms through Ultimate Frisbee clinics. Join us and speak up.
Welcome back to the beach. Tom Stiles and Gigi Morrison with you for this one, the mixed division pool match. The Netherlands in their distinctive orange shirts and the Dominican Republic in the white. It's been a story of pretty solid offensive points downwind from both sides. Just a couple of breaks for the Netherlands, the difference between the teams so far.
The Netherlands coming out strong in this first half. But the Dominican Republic know that they have to work. Give really tight defense, so the Netherlands can't just use the downwind game. And to hopefully bring in a break. This Dominican Republic team is very new to beach. This is the first mixed team that they've ever brought out to a Beach Worlds. And this is also, in fact, the first female athletes coming from the Dominican Republic to represent the country at a Worlds event for Ultimate Frisbee.
Yeah, there's lots of firsts here, and I think the nice small size of the squads probably plays a little bit of a part in making the tournament more accessible to some of the smaller countries. So smaller squad sizes we've seen on the beach this year. Straight away, a quick start there from Boos with the disc. Mind you can find the orange shirts down the line. Van der Meulen, so dominant, the Dutch captain. Little poke down the line, great cut. And Boos in the front of the end zone. They cheer and shout. Great start to the second half from the Dutch. They extend their lead. They've now got double the Dominican points. It's 8-4.
Dutch now fired up. They're signaling for three women again. And here's that point that we've just seen. Completely stuck on the sideline for quite a while there. Probably one of the longest stall counts we've seen for this Dutch team.
There was no turnover there, was there?
No.
No. The breeze fluttering the flags out here. This is the penultimate game slot. The next one on this pitch. Sadly, I don't think we're going to be able to stream it for you. It will be Great Britain, Australia. So rest assured, your commentary team will be watching it, and if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can do so at Tom Stiles and at _GG70. Dominican Republic with Perez. Back to Huang. Perez is going to turn and come under. Straight away he does, but Huang doesn't take him straight away. Waits a little while. Big fake from Perez. Such a strong player. You can see exactly why Suero was so pleased about having him on the side. Again, just darts back. Again, sends that big fake. Huang available deep. Stifling Gaffney with the disc now. Netherlands working hard to prevent those big forward passes. Low disc. Perez picks it off the sand, no problem at all. Cutting deep. Jensch is gone. Jensch is coming back underneath. Tired legs out there, and this long point now. Huang, look, oh, she almost sent that little floaty lead pass down the line to Perez, but instead finds Gaffney available for the dump. Huang looking tired now. Perez still active though. Dominican Republic, tired legs. Gaffney still keeping it moving. Huang available. The disc was just slightly behind her. And hand signals as the disc goes up. Floated beautifully ahead of the outstretched Lufkens for the Dutch to score. They celebrate. 9-4 they lead, and you could see the weariness in the white shirt legs there.
A mixture of frustration and pride in that point. Dominican Republic players getting a little bit frustrated with each other. They're tired. Beach, it can be very exhausting.
The mistake here is from Huang, not because of what she did, but because what she didn't do. She looked away, she gesticulated, and that left her player to be completely free. And she knows she's made the mistake. As soon as she looks up, if you're going to turn over, you've got to set it and forget it. And a timeout's been called.
Yeah.
Yes, long point there, and we talked already about how critical Huang has been for the Dominican Republic team.
Dominican Republic can utilize their long game a bit more. We know that they've got the throws, they've got the receivers, and they can make the bids for it. While the Netherlands can defend against it very well, it's something that they should consider, especially with tired legs. The quick points can be much easier than having to drag everything out against what is very tight under defense.
Yeah, the Dominican Republic O-line have been out for 8 points so far in this game, so they're going to be weary. The D-line have only seen 5, although there's a decent-sized crossover between those two lines. It's not like we're used to seeing where you've got two entirely separate squads for O and D on grass. The Netherlands O-line, 100% conversion so far as well. Not been scored on at all. Whereas the Dominican Republic O-line have had a 50% conversion. The disc goes downfield, it's collected and centered straight away. Suero with the disc and the headband. Good fakes and a little darty poppy disc forward to Vicioso. Had to be laid out to get that one. Suero again. Nice disc across to Jimenez and back to Suero. The two of them. Jimenez continuing that cut up the line, but didn't get the disc thrown to her. Looked off. And that sort of cut under this sort of pressure. Jensch. Suero. Jimenez started to make another cut, but she was tired. She's not going to make too many cuts, so she's going to get looked off. Here she comes again now. Disc is floated over her head. She doesn't have the energy to get there. Gesticulation on the far side of the field. Frustration from the Dominican Republic. It's another opportunity for the Netherlands to take this game out of reach. Mossink. Epstein. Mossink again. Catches high. Mossink hammer. And floats out of bounds. Into the sand.
Miscalculated throw there. Not entirely sure whether the receiver was expecting that at all. Mossink going for some spice in a game that has not seen much spice at all so far.
Both teams opting for a quite clean, straightforward, conventional throws. The wind hasn't been the cause of that. That's just the tactics they've gone for. So Dominican Republic with a chance to rescue this one. Suero. Now, if I was an Arctic explorer, that beard would be really handy, but out here on the beach in this 30-degree heat, I imagine it's something of a hindrance. Suero sends the big disc. It's floating high. There's going to be lots of players underneath this one. It's been Epstein bidding, and he does. Beautifully read by Epstein. Balaguer with a matching bid was unable to get it. Epstein's got it again now. Looking deep down the line. Floats it into space. Beautifully read. There was two Dutch options in the end zone, eventually collected by Posma, but he was equally backed up by Jensen.
This game becoming incredibly one-sided, with the Netherlands pulling away to a score of 10-4. Mossink on the sideline here, throwing that deep shot to two receivers.
Yeah, make it look very easy at the moment. The Dominican legs tiring. The depth of the Dutch squad showing, particularly on the women's line. We did see some good cuts from Jimenez in that last point, but once she'd made two real lung-busting runs and been looked off, it was very difficult for her to rescue the disc as it flew over her head. So trying to continue this D roll. They scored their O point and they've scored the next 4 D points either side of the half. Perez. Huang over the top. The disc from Huang. Again, a little bit of the weariness showing there as the miscalculation sends the disc over the head. Stoltfuss now centers it. Waves that one away. Van der Molen to Sparks. Nice floaty disc, but a little bit too floaty. He's going to be pressure underneath this. And a great layout bid there. Huang looking to send it straight away. Comes across to the near side. Valletta back to Huang. Low catch from Perez. Breathing heavily now. The Dutch defender caught high. Huang equally exhausted. Perez, little dink back. He's a slight player and he changes directions oh so quickly. Little float, little touch, just beyond the outstretched hand of Suarez. Laura Suarez in the 66 shirt, unable to bring that one in.
Quite a rush throw from the Dominican Republic there. They were maybe just getting too tired, too exhausted, and wanted to send the disc anywhere other than where they were currently.
High grab. Justine van der Molen again. Cuts from Stoltfuss. Floaty disc nicely down the line to Boos. Sends it. Sparks is available and Sparks catches. David Sparks scoring upwind for the Netherlands. 11 for Dominican Republic. Have gotten through an absolute drought here. 6 points without reply from the Netherlands. Is it all over, Gigi?
Many of their heads are down. It's quite unfortunate to watch from the sideline here. While the Netherlands are playing incredibly well, that cannot be denied. Dominican Republic just feel like they've given up.
Well, they traded for the first part of the game, but there was one break at the start, and then they traded through, 10 points. Both teams very clinical on offense, and they managed to get to 5-4. But since then, it's been a complete Netherlands rout, scoring their own O point, and then D after D after D after D. Dominican Republic looking wearier and wearier. They were saying that despite the fact that, you know, Dominican Republic is known for its heat, they still were struggling yesterday in particular out here on the sand in France.
The Dominican Republic faced off against Sweden yesterday and unfortunately lost to the Swedes 10-7. A team who has practiced quite a lot in the snow, surprisingly.
Perfect prep for 30-degree on sand, isn't it, the snow? Maybe they put big sort of snow gear on, about all the ski gear, and run around in that so they emulate the heat. Suero for the Dominican Republic, and a violation, waving around. Contact on the throw. Everyone's going to have to come back to where they started from. Just about hear what's going on the pitch. Shotgun mics. Suero fakes, dumps the disc back. Nice cut from Jensk, floats it up, but too far away from Jimenez. Gabby Jimenez looking a little weary out there.
Fortunate throwaway for Julia Jentsch. Jentsch having previously played for GB Mixed and one of the Germany teams as well.
Epstein in the 10 shirts, cuts. Oh, a great bid from their Dutch woman there, 89, what a deep shot. Bid, double-handed grab, downwind in the end zone. Inge Janssen scores for the Netherlands. And the big orange machine rolls on, crushing the Dominican Republic in this one. 12-4, complete dominance in the second half of this match.
Every inch of her height had to be used to get that disc. You see the throw from Dan Epstein. Disc going up so well. An almost full extension. Her gravity falling straight forwards. But she managed to maintain her composure to get the score for the Netherlands. There's 1 point in this. But can Dominican Republic get a few more on the board before the Netherlands take it?
The defence is the story of this game, certainly from the stats point of view. The number of turns per point, while the D-line have been on the side, is 0.25. Whereas the O-line have actually been less clinical. D-line with a conversion rate of 88%, so if you give them the disc, you're not going to get it back. Darting around there, trying to get free. Contact made, and a little bit of a complaint from Van Foken. Oh, sorry, no, it's not 11. Oh, sorry, 21, it is 21. Van Foken. We've not seen very much of him this game. He's been quiet considering he's stat leader, or one of the stat leaders for the Netherlands side. Perez was the Dominican Republic player that caused the infraction. He's coming back in on 4. So 2 players. Van Omen. Touch from the Dutch is all it needs to turn over. Oh, they're just making it look so easy now. 13-4 is the score. The Netherlands taking the game.
That's game over. Unfortunately, these teams have played against each other before in what was a much tighter game than this. The Netherlands knew what to do against this Dominican team, and they did it so well, utilizing every single player on the pitch, as we can see from the stats. Most of the goals and the assists coming from very different numbers.
Yes, exciting play from the Netherlands, showing their dominance and showing their such confidence they played with throughout that game. The Dominican Republic, during the first half, looked like they could go toe-to-toe with them, but eventually tiredness and the lack of depth they showed wasn't enough to live with the team in orange. The sunshine still beats down across the sand here in France, as we look forward to a lot more action over the next couple of weeks. Next couple of days.
It'll be a very long tournament.
Yes. Well, I'd just like to spend more time on the beach, Gigi. So, my opening game for the tournament has been a cracker for the Dutch, showing their dominance and strength. As you see some of the highlights of the game. Reaching, diving, one of the blocks. A lot of passion from this Dominican Republic team, but they couldn't keep it going throughout the whole game. So this is, thank you very much for joining us on this live stream from the World Championships of Beach Ultimate. I hope you join us again soon for more action. Till then, it's Tom Stiles and Gigi Morrison signing off.